You'll soon see that you are a modern-day version of this hero. First, though, you'll have to find what I'll call, capitalized, the red thread of your idea. That's the red thread this book is all about. It is a clear, powerful answer to the most important aspects of your idea, what it is, and why people should care. I'll lay out a process to make sure your idea is as strong as it can be by answering all the questions your audience, clients, customers, investors, are asking about it, both consciously and not. How to use this book. The biggest obstacle to inspiring your audience to act is the gap between what you want to say about your idea and what people need to hear about it. To be inspired to act, the human brain needs to hear a specific structure, and it all comes down to story. In this book, you'll learn how to use 5 core elements of story structure to express the core elements of your idea itself and any case you need to make for it. Find Your Red Thread has 3 main parts. In the first, context, I explain the story of the red thread of Swedish idiom and the red thread this book is all about. I also introduce you to the 5 core elements of story you'll be working with throughout the rest of the book. Establishing a goal, introducing a problem someone didn't know they had, discovering a truth that demands a choice, defining a change in thinking or behavior, describing the action or actions that will make that change concrete. You'll start drafting your own red thread by identifying where you'll use it, with whom, and to what hoped-for end. In the second part, components, we'll get into the details of each of the 5 red thread statements, specific templated sentences about these goal, problem, truth, change, and action elements of your story. Each chapter includes a definition of the element, the criteria for that statement, and step-by-step guidance for developing it. You'll also listen to a chapter on the goal revisited, meant to bring your work on your red thread full circle. The chapters in the final part, combinations, show you how to combine red thread statements into the forms I and my clients have found most useful. 1-paragraph summaries called your red thread storyline, which string together all your work on your red thread statements, and a 1-sentence summary called a red thread through line, like the one that started this book. Finally, the conclusion reveals 2 additional interpretations and applications of your red thread, and a third that may be the most important one of all, how finding the red thread of your idea may help you find the red thread of you. Where and how to use your red thread. I've tested the approach you're about to learn with hundreds of ideas and hundreds of clients, including the most skeptical and story-phobic. I'm looking at you, scientists and engineers. I've taught it to thousands more. People have used the red thread method to build communications as varied as these: marketing messages and materials, strategic sales conversations, pitches and internal presentations, public presentations like keynotes, breakout sessions, and multi-part workshops, fundraising asks, books, and online content. The results? My clients and others have used the red thread to raise millions of dollars for their research or for their startups or other organizations. Dozens of companies have used it to frame the basis of their internal and market positioning. It's also provided the starting outline for multiple books, including bestsellers, and for hundreds of presentations that range from internal update meetings to keynotes and TED and local TEDx talks. 10 million plus YouTube views and counting. So yes, it helps you get the impact you envision for your idea. Throughout the book, you'll hear a series of examples drawn from this work. Those examples will introduce the following red threads, always in this order. A life science startup called YourSure, which wanted to improve its investor pitch. Ethnologist Trisha Wong, who wanted to build a TEDx talk strong enough to be a featured talk on TED.com. It was, and as of this writing, the same has happened with 6 others of my clients. A nonprofit media company's editorial and fundraising teams, which needed executive team buy-in and financial support for a new project. Author, speaker, and coach Linda Ugolo, who wanted to draft a keynote that would serve as the basis of a book, which it did. Career coach and career clarity expert Tracy Tim, who wanted to diversify her message to a new audience.